Hi again, Mark here from Talking Bass. So, disco bass lines. Disco can be one of those styles that people either love or hate. But one thing's for sure, the bass lines of the disco era are absolutely fantastic and are essential practice for any bass player, no matter what musical styles that you're into. But why is this? Well, many of the riffs from the disco era are basically 16th note based funk. They can be pretty syncopated, they require a lot of rhythmic accuracy, and you have to be dialed into that 16th note pulse. They can also be pretty demanding from a technical perspective. Tie all of that to the fact that they can be incredibly catchy and melodic, and you find that disco bass lines are pretty much short melodic etudes. You can play them round and round by yourself or to a drum track, practicing your technique and groove. Disco riffs can take the place of mindless exercises, and you'll find yourself enjoying the process way more because the lines are so melodic. So today let's have a look at a classic riff from the song And the Beat Goes On by the Whispers. It's played by Leon Sylvers, it's about 115 beats per minute, and it sounds like this. Now, there are a few other riffs in the song, but we'll stick with this one for today because I want to focus on some of the great things that we get to practice. The lesson material is all there over at the Talking Bass website, so just click the link in the info below to play along with the tab and the track. So first things first, let's just work through those notes. So we begin on a B, 2nd fret of the A string. Then we come up through the B, open D, E, F sharp. So 2nd fret A string, then open D string, 2nd fret and 4th fret on the D string. Then we've got A down to the F sharp, so that's 2nd fret G string, and back to the 4th fret on the D string. Then we play the F sharp, 4th fret of the D string again, open E string, leading us into the F sharp at the 2nd fret, so which we play twice. Then the G at the 3rd fret of the E string. Then we have, so we've got G, 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 octave, 3rd fret E string, 5th fret on the D string, back down to the low G, and then open A string to lead us back to the start, back to the B. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Now there are some variations on that line, so the very first time he plays it, it's a little bit different, and then also we have a little bit later on, but for the most part he plays it like that. Now in terms of technique, the fretting hand is all pretty straightforward, so I'm using the 1st finger for that B, then you can use the 1st and 3rd fingers for the rest of that line. Then you can use either the 3rd finger or the 4th finger for that F sharp before we drop down. Then 1st finger for the F sharp. Move up with the 1st finger to the G. Then just 1st and 4th fingers for that standard octave line. And then obviously open A string. So all very straightforward. So obviously that time you saw that I played with the 1st and 4th fingers, but you can use the 1st and 3rd fingers if you want. For the picking hand, there are a few things that we need to address. One is the tight articulation. If you're someone that plays a lot of heavy rock or metal, you might play closer to the neck pickup with a more flat-fingered attack, and that's how you get more of that clank with. But in more funky lines, you need to tighten up that picking. And to do that, you want to angle the wrist over a little so the fingers point at the bass, then pick closer to the bridge. Et voila, you have a much tighter tone. So down here, so much more round, open sound. And then back here, pointing the fingers at the bass, a lot tighter. Once you have that tighter tone, you can look at the finger picking pattern. Now, many people will try playing the opening like this. They'll start with 1st finger, so first finger, then first finger again for the B, so then alternating, second finger, second finger, so 2, 1, 2, 1. So then the A up at the second fret of the G string with the first finger raking back to the F sharp. Now that's fine, and I see a lot of people play it like that, but I actually prefer to play this first finger for the first B, but then on the second B, second finger, and then alternate. That means that you don't have to do the rake at the top, and I just find that I have a lot more control in it. Now, you might be different, try it both ways, but I much prefer, I just feel like I've got a little bit more snap in the fingers as I come up. The rest of it all pretty much plays itself, it's all very straightforward. Once you get to the octave pattern, you're going to be using the first finger for the E string and the second finger for the D string, but it's all pretty self-explanatory. As well as the finger picking and fretting fingering, you should also pay special attention to the note duration. Note control is a really important part of creating the right feel. The notes you really need to focus on are going to be the F sharp to the G down here. So that F sharp, you're going to be cutting it really short. Also, you don't really hold on any of the notes like the F sharp or the B, so you still cut that slightly short. That's not staccato, so it's not, but there's just a little bit of a hold. It isn't this. It's, probably about an eighth note, so same for the F sharp there. Once you get down to that low F sharp, those two are very staccato. So you've got to get used to that staccato feel by just choking it off very quickly. So that in itself is good practice. Just getting used to that feel. Then when you get to the G, that's held for a little longer. Okay? Listen to the original bass line and really focus on the note durations. This can be an area of playing that's easily missed when you're learning a tune, but it can make a big difference to the feel. So not just with this song, but any song you're learning, listen to those note durations. Okay, so once you have the notes under your fingers and you've listened to the riff quite a few times, you might feel confident enough with the rhythm, just learning it by ear. But one of the best practice elements of a disco riff can be the rhythm. Here we have a 16th note bass line that has a couple of really popular rhythmic cells. We can look at those in isolation, practice them, and that's going to help with developing our rhythmic accuracy and independence. So if we just look at the first two beats in that first bar, we have 1, 2, E and Da. So we've got those three 16th notes in there. So 1, 2, E and Da. So tap your foot on each beat. So that's going to be coming down. I'll nod the head for it. We have 1, 2, E and Da. Then bring down that foot on 3. So 1, 2, E and 3. This is how you develop your independence. You want to be able to keep that foot tapping consistently while you clap, tap, play whatever rhythms you want. You need to be able to keep that foot tapping consistently. You don't want to be pulling it forward and backward by a 16th note, to match what you're playing. That's got to keep steady. 1, 2, E and 3. Okay, so you're getting used to clapping out a 16th note or playing it and then bringing the foot down. So then on that third beat, we have 3 E and. So we've got 1, 2 E and 3 E and then bring the foot down on 4. So 1, 2 E and 3 E and 4. And then to finish off that bar in beat 4, we have 4 and. Okay, 4 and. So foot down and. So 1, 2 E and 3 E and 4 and. 1, 2 E and 3 E and 4 and. So just try on a single B, second fret of the A string, just try playing that rhythm. 1, 2 E and 3 E and 4 and. Okay, get used to the foot tapping. 1, 2 E and 3 E and 4 and. Okay, so when we hit the 3 E and 4, then the foot comes down. 1, 2 E and 3 E and 4, and. So if you can't keep that foot tapping, consistently while you play that rhythm, just slow it right down, and you don't even have to be that much in time with it. You just have to make sure that the foot comes down on the correct beats or, after the correct beats. So just try that round and round until you can do it consistently. Then you can add the notes to that rhythm. So very slowly, keeping count, tapping that foot. So 3, 4, 1, 2 E and 3 E and 4 and. Okay, so just try that on its own, counting and keeping that foot tapping. It's all about independence. It can seem like almost like a pointless exercise if you've already got the rhythm by ear. But if you can't do this, if you can't keep that foot tapping consistently and also count it out at the same time, then that's obviously a weakness. When it comes to other things that you let's say that you're having problems with rhythmically, if you've not done this spade work before, building up that independence, being able to keep it counting or keep counting while you've got that foot tapping consistently, you're going to have problems. So this is really good practice. So now for bar 2, we have a really, really popular rhythmic cell that you'll hear in lots and lots of different songs. So for those first 2 beats, we have dotted 8th note, 16th note, which obviously staccato. So we've got 1 E and da. Okay, 1 E and da. And then we've got 8th note rest into an 8th note. So 1 E and A2 and. So 1 E and A2 and. So again, tap that foot. Just focus on that rhythmic cell. Foot down with the clap. So 1 E and A. That comes before the foot. So 1 E and A2. 1 E and A2. And then 1 E and A2 and. 1 E and A2 and. Okay, so it's all building up that independence with the foot. Then for beat 3, we have 8th note rest and 2/16. So we have 3 and da. So 3 and da. And then in beat 4, we've got a 16th note rest and then 2/16. So 3 and da, 4 E and. So in that 4, we have 4 E and. So very slowly with that, 3 and da, 4 E and. 3 and da, 4 E and. Again, make sure that foot is on that 4. So 3 and 4 E and. So that whole bar we have 3, 4, 1 E and A2 and 3 and 4 E and. So 1 E and A2 and 3 and 4 E and. So with the notes in there, 3, 4, 1 E and A2 and 3 and 4 E and. 3, 4, 1 E and A2 and 3 and 4 E and. Yes, it might seem tricky counting these out and tapping the foot, but learning rhythms in this way is going to help with your rhythmic accuracy and remedy any laziness in the time. Counting out 16th note rhythms while keeping time with the foot will help turn you into a rhythmic machine. You'll develop your internal time, and this is also one of the reasons that learning to read music is so great for your groove. You constantly have to think about subdivisions, rhythmic cells, and your place in the bar. Many non-readers think that reading music is all about notes and pitches, but it's equally about rhythm. And finally, let's have a look at how the riff relates to the harmony. Now, the chord progression is pretty straightforward. We're in B minor, and we have B minor 7, followed by F sharp minor 7, and then into G minor 7. So we have... So the bass line simply outlines that chord progression. So we start on a B for that B minor. Got the minor third in there, so it's all chord tones. Then an approach note into the F sharp for the F sharp minor. And then the minor third and back. So again, that's the chord tones of F sharp minor. It can look like a simple B minor pentatonic, but we're actually just outlining the progression. That's B minor 7 to F sharp minor 7. And then we stay on the F sharp minor 7. We've got the F sharp there, the root note, and then just into the G, the root note again on G major 7. Octave, just on that root note, and then approach note on the minor 7th leading into the B minor 7. So the whole thing is just using chord tones. If you know your arpeggios of the minor 7 and major 7 chords, that's all it is. It's just outlining a progression. Granted, with some nice funky rhythm, but melodically, it's all about the chord progression. Okay, so that's And the Beat Goes On. Let me know in the comments what other disco classics you'd like to see broken down. Also, please like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. There are over 800 lessons here on the channel from the last 11 years of weekly releases, and I release a lesson every Friday. So hit subscribe, check out the lessons, and I'll see you next week.